a little weird, yeah. I said this before, but I have like comfort chatters. All of my mods are comfort chatters. When like one of them on here, I notice it quite heavily actually. Like certain people being here, like active people, it's comforting for me. You know how people have comfort streamers? Yeah, streamers have comfort chatters. Parasocial. But no, it's like when certain people aren't here who are here a lot, it's weird. Parasocial. But it's weird. And I think I've heard other streamers say this, maybe. I don't know if they share the same sentiment, but that's how I feel. I'll be damned if there isn't a way past. Let me in! But, you know, I don't expect you to be here every day, right? Everyone has their own lives. You know, I really don't expect anyone to make it to every stream, but I do notice when people aren't here. I think, honestly, one of the worst feelings as a streamer, which is just, you know, I've gotten better at dealing with it. But something that does actually hurt as a streamer is when you have someone who's very active in your community suddenly stop showing up, and then you see them in like other chats and they kind of just slowly stop coming to your streams and they disappear. But you see them elsewhere and you're like, huh. You know, it makes you think, was it something I said, or did I do something, or did he not like, you know. It's hard not to think, oh, I must have, it's hard not to feel like, oh, I must have done something wrong, you know? Which is not necessarily the case, because maybe that chatter has a new schedule. Maybe they got a new job and they can't watch your streams anymore, but they can watch other streams. You know, it's not always personal. It's not, right? Some people just can't make it anymore, and that's... Holy moly! What was I saying? Oh yeah, comfort chatters. I feel like every streamer has like people in their community that, you know, they see them in chat and it's comforting, you know. It's like, especially if it's a long time viewer and, you know, they come back after a while, or people keep coming back, it feels very comforting, right? But as a streamer, it can, you know, it can hurt when, let's say you see someone who was previously active in your community and then they just eventually stop showing up, and you see them in another chat and you're like, you know, what happened? Or you start wondering if it was something you did, or, you know. Okay, thank you for continuing your sub. I don't know why the alert doesn't go off for that. That's very weird. But thank you. Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know why so much stuff is getting thrown at me. I don't know how to fix that either. Scuff. Well, I gotta get used to getting bodied by lots of stuff. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Holy moly. Thank you, Silky. But yeah, you know, when you're a streamer, you know, and you see someone who was previously active in your community not show up anymore, you know, you wonder, oh, maybe it was something I did, or... But I think, you know, it's not always personal. It can be hard not to take it personally, for sure. But some people, maybe your stream schedule doesn't work for them anymore. Maybe, you know, like their job stops them from coming anymore. You know, it could be a lot of factors, right? But obviously when you're a streamer and you see that, yeah, it can be like, oh, I wonder if I did something wrong. Or, oh, they don't like me anymore, you know? it can be, sometimes it can be hard, especially if it's someone who is in the community for a long time, who just suddenly stops appearing, and then you see them elsewhere, and you're like, well, shit. You know? There are times where I've felt that way. And I think every streamer experiences that at some point. At least the smaller ones. Because when you're a really small streamer, you notice, like, everyone. I mean, I don't know about the bigger streamers, maybe they do, but I notice everyone. And I kind of keep tabs on who is here when, and, you know, I have a memory for that. So, when someone who's here quite frequently just kind of disappears, I'm like, well, I hope they're not dead. I'm either like, I hope they're not dead, or I hope they're doing okay, or I don't know. You know, it's lots of, yeah.